Belle in general, what I kind of went about it was that she was very imaginative, so, and her father too, so it was easy for them both to kind of like wrap their heads around the fact that they're like talking objects.
I really like the scene in the castle where they're introducing the Enchantress for the first time, because it's the audience introduction to those characters.
Hello. Whoa! And goodbye! Wait! You're a clock? And you're talking?
Astonishing, isn't it? And quite inexplicable. You know, you just have to tense and stiffen up because, you know, he's not really, you know, like a very flexible guy like most other people.
Well, I understood Lumiere as the character who's trying to hold everything together.
Fine. Glass of water, crust of bread, and then a
Cogsworth! I'm surprised at you. She's not a prisoner. She's our guest. We must make her feel welcome here.
So basically, when I do play the inanimate object, which is a napkin, I just kind of, you know, Andrew always would tell us when we were in rehearsals that like we want to think about when we first took our masks off, and like the COVID, it all seemed like it was over, and that kind of helped us be very excited to think about being human again. Like being in the middle of COVID and thinking about when we don't have to social distance from our friends would be the same thing as not being, you know, an object anymore. So that helped us kind of relate to the characters.
I definitely like either my entrance at the end when I'm human again, or my first entrance when I wake up, because it gets a lot of laughs and I feel really good about it.
You got really big applause when you came on as a human at the end. Is that happening every night?
Yeah. I love it. It feels so good.
Oh, this is fun!
Madame, may I say that you look ravenous.
Oh, thank you, Cogsworth!
So basically, what I did was I went back and I kind of made up what I thought happened to her and like what I thought like she would have felt. In my head, she knew her mom when she was growing up, which I don't think was actually the case, but she knew her mom when she was growing up, and when she was young, like a young kid, she died. I kind of like tied that into some of the things I was singing about in some of the more emotional songs.
Never dreamed that a home could be dark and cold.
Yeah, there's a few times where I had to like fight back with my beast values and trying to go back and then forth and fighting as my human side and my beast side, and that was a step that I had to make.
Well, you shouldn't have been in the West Wing.
Well, you should learn to control your temper. Now hold still. This may sting a little. By the way, thank you for saving my life.
You're welcome.
I mean, I had long talks with my dad at night because he's a master at a French accent for some reason.
With the accent, the last play that we just did had the same exact accent, so like the mannerisms are very similar.
You know what, Mama? I have a funny feeling inside. I don't know what it is, but it makes me feel kind of bubbly.
It's hope, son. I've been feeling it too.
How's your relationship with Chip?
Oh my gosh, incredible on and off stage. Brooklyn Adams, who's 9 years old, is so amazing as Chip. Her and I have such good rapport, and it's just so nice to work with someone who's so little but also so professional. It's crazy.
How are you getting along with Grace, your Mrs. Potts' mama?
Really well.
It's just a lot about teamwork and working together and just making really good relationships with the people around you. Yeah.
I had to walk around more manly. That was a lot of the work I needed to get done to play him.
Did you pump iron?
No, I got silicone muscles under here.
So, Belle, what'll it be? Is it yes or is it, oh, yes?
Yeah, I try to be like funny so the crowd likes me, but also they want to clap when I die, so I have to go both ways a little bit.
I am, yes. So Gaston, I come in, I'm like his henchman. I think off camera, Gaston has definitely worked with me before. And so he's commanding me to go get Maurice. So he's making me do the dirty work a little bit.
Is there a favorite dance number in the show?
Ooh,
That's a really tough one, but I feel like with the Gaston cups and everything, so like the bar scene, I got to do a lot of choreography with Kelsey Sullivan and Andrea, and that was a great opportunity to create some like good clinkings and everything with the mugs.
I really like after Gaston when Maurice comes out and everybody in the bar looks at him like he's some kind of idiot, and then me and Declan, who plays Gaston, we have our own little song. I really like that part because it's fun just to have him and I on stage doing our own little thing. And it's simple, but it's also kind of difficult, I guess, and it also doesn't hurt me as much as Gaston does. There's a lot of falling in that.
Plots like Gaston, takes cheap shots like Gaston, plants the persecute armless crackpots like Gaston. Yes, I'm endlessly, wildly resourceful. As down to the depths you descend.
Being on costume crew, it's just like I've learned so many new skills, whether that's like sewing skills or just like learning how to interact with people who I don't usually interact with, and it's also just given me like connections with people that I wouldn't normally be able to connect with outside of like this environment.
The puff of smoke, it's really quick. It's really quick. So the smoke comes in. I have to wait about 5 seconds for it to condense up, so I'm nowhere to be seen. And then I take my mask off gently, and then take my gloves off, put it underneath, and then I keep my cape over me, take my sleeves off, and then I take it all off. I whip it all off, and then I throw it, and then it's magical. It's amazing. It works perfectly.
I'm really proud of all of the villager costumes because almost all of those we made from the fabrics to what beautiful pieces they are now.
I would say my favorite thing that I do would be the opening number Belle, because my character, I have a little solo line and I go after Belle pretty much for being the weirdo in town. So I get to be extra sassy and just really judgy, and it's a fun role to do.
My favorite thing is probably the opening number. It's really fun to just like come out on stage and just everybody has so much energy, and that was something, that opening number we worked on so hard, and it's really fun to have little interactions with all members of the cast, not just the other silly girls and Gaston. So yeah, I think it's really fun.
It's a pity and a sin, she doesn't quite fit in, but she really is a funny girl, a beauty but a funny girl, she really is a funny girl.
You know, she's the kind of person that will just look past what he looks like and all that, so just kind of like a selfless thing that happens to her.
We have something in common, you know.
What's that?
In the town where I come from, the people think I'm odd.
You?
So I know how it feels to be different, and I know how lonely that can be.
But I think one of my favorite parts is probably the tango during Be Our Guest. My favorite thing is probably a tie between the wolf scenes and just Be Our Guest. Dancing with the whole cast on stage is really fun.
The best one would be Our Guest, just because of like when we say I'm done, like the energy that we give is just insane, and it's great.
I think Be Our Guest is one of our biggest numbers. Like the audience applauds for like 30 seconds after, and just standing up there and hearing all the shouts and hollers and the claps, it's just amazing. It feels so good.
Be our guest, be our guest, be our guest, please be our guest.
Do you have a favorite thing to do in the show?
Everything.
I'd say it's probably the most meaningful musical I've ever done, not only because it's my last one, but because I feel like it's getting so much praise.
Speaking of your own life, what has this whole experience meant to you?
This is such a hard question to ask on closing night. I love this whole experience has just taught me so much about myself, and it brought another perspective to what I did, and it just means so much to me.
It's meant so much. I've met my closest friends here. like on the crew and on the cast. Everyone here is so nice, so understanding. Mr. Kennedy, Andrea, everyone that's a part of this process, they push you up the entire time, and they help you just become the best version of yourself that you can be.
I've made so many new friends, and like I feel like we're such a big community here, and the cast is like so nice, unlike anything I've ever had before, so it's just really awesome.
Just being up there with, everyone that I love.
And it really is just so special to me that I've gotten this experience and gotten just to know so many different people.
I just love being a part of something that's bigger than myself, and the community here is amazing, especially this year with such a tightly wound cast.
So I'm a senior, so it is my final show, and it's really sad because ACT has been such a huge part of my high school life, and I just love it, and I love everyone so much because it's truly a community. Whether you're on stage or backstage, it's like a family, and I'm really gonna miss it.
It's been so great. It was just all the rehearsals. I'm making a bunch of friends.
It's just been a great opportunity. I've made some lifelong relationships that I'm gonna cherish forever.
This experience has meant everything. I've loved being a part of Amity Creative Theater so much, but with this being my last year, it's really special, and I couldn't have asked for a better senior show. This is the biggest show imaginable.
It's been incredible. I don't know how many adjectives I could use, but I would like to use a lot, because not only the cast is just so good this year, and everybody's so kind to each other and supportive, and everyone feels so connected.
It's meant the entire world to me. Pell has always been my favorite princess. So being able to play her has been just a dream come true. I've always been obsessed with princesses, so it's just kind of a childhood dream that's coming true right now. So it is really sad to have to say goodbye to her and have to say goodbye to this whole show, but it's going to be something that I remember for the rest of my life, and I'll never forget it.
Oh my, this is so far in my life, this chapter of my life, this has definitely been the best experience I've ever had in my life.